Hi everybody, Arnon in the house, and welcome back to another Words of Wisdom with Arnon. So very excited to be here, and today's topic is one that I believe is incredibly important. Last week I came to you live from Croatia. I was taking a break in Croatia, a working holiday you can call it, but now I'm back in my office. So it's good to be here. Good to see all of you. Renee, good to see you. Good to see you, Yael, Renee. Yeah, good. We've got friends from Norway on the call here. So great. Today's session, I want to talk to you about leadership. How are great leaders developed? How do leaders lead a company? And I also have a book that I'm going to share with all of you. I have spoken about this book in the past. I actually went upstairs to one of my libraries and I was thinking to myself, what is one of the best books that I can recommend to every single one of you around the topic of leadership and being a great leader and developing yourself as a leader. Now, make no mistake, if you're sitting here, if you're listening to my voice right now, whether you're here live or you're catching this recording later, if you're listening to this, it tells me one thing about you. In some way, in some shape, in some form, you are a leader. There's no doubt about it. Not only because you've shown up to listen to this, to watch this recording, watch me live, but also because I know what I attract. I attract leaders, right? So good to be here. And let me share with you something that I believe, 3 things that I believe helps develop leaders and empowers leadership at the highest level. Now, what's really important is normally and generally I work with entrepreneurs, business owners, business leaders, right? However, what I'm going to share with you are tips, shortcuts, 3 golden nuggets that you can implement across the board in many areas of your life to develop your skills as a leader. So take good notes and let's dive right in. I believe, number 1, a great leader has to develop the skill of listening. Listening. You know, there's all these cheesy and corny sayings. We're born with 2 ears and 1 mouth, so it's probably more important to listen, right? You've heard these things before. Big D is in the house. Welcome, Big D. But I really think it's true. I really think great leadership starts with listening. Speaking less, listening more. Especially if you're in a leadership meeting or you're in a group meeting or in a group setting, you'll find that often the people that listen the most and wait to speak at the end tend to have the most power. And that's something that Robert Greene talks about in his book, The 48 Laws of Power, right? But I'll tell you right now, watching leaders and working with leaders throughout, my career of developing entrepreneurs and helping them grow their businesses, I'll tell you right now, one of the most unappreciated skills of being a great leader is being a great listener. A great listener. So first thing you want to do, if you want to, people ask me, how are great companies built? How are great companies led? How do leaders build themselves up? I'll tell you right now, it's listening more, talking less. Okay? So, that's number 1. Number 1, be a great listener. Number 2, if you're going to develop your leadership skills, this is really important. And that is, and you know what? It's a skill you need to develop for yourself, but it's a skill you need to help others to develop as well. And that is skill number 2, accountability. You see, great leaders look and seek great results. And my experience working with companies, business owners from all over the world is that accountability equals results. So whenever I want to get better results in any area of my life, better results in my relationship, better results in my money, better results in anything I'm doing. One of the things that I infuse, that I inject, that I apply immediately is some form of accountability. Because that accountability is automatically going to generate and create bigger, better results. Okay? So if you want to develop yourself as a leader, implement accountability into your life. Whether it's a coach, and by the way, I would highly recommend getting someone external that you would not like to look bad in their eyes, in his or her eyes, but also is someone that you have respect for, okay? You don't want to say, oh, I hold myself accountable, or my husband holds me accountable, because that creates stress in the relationship. Get an external force that will hold you accountable, especially someone that won't tolerate A, your excuses, B, your bullshit. Right? Because that will develop you as a leader. It's going to force you, when you create accountability in your life, the knock-on effect is it's going to force you to show up. And I'll tell you right now, 80% of success in life is just showing up. You want to succeed in your relationship? Show up. You want to succeed in your business? Show up. And a lot of people don't show up. So first one, if you want to become a better leader, improve your listening skills. Listen. Number 2, introduce accountability. Accountability is so important. It will develop yourself as a leader. And here's the third thing. And it relates to the book that I have here. The third thing is ownership. Ownership. What does it mean? It's somewhat close to accountability, but it's more like accountability on steroids, right? And so if you want to lead, and you are a leader, right? In some way, in some shape or form, you're leading your family, leading your tribe, leading your community, leading your business, leading yourself. We all have different levels of leadership within us, right? At this current moment. But if you want to develop it and take it to the next level, then if you want to put yourself on steroids, it's all about ownership. It's about owning your situation. It's about owning where you're at. It's about owning where you want to go. It's about owning your decisions. It's about owning everything that you've developed in your life. Take ownership of it. Don't blame him. Don't blame her. Don't blame them. Don't blame the government. Don't blame the weather. No. Do not be a victim. Own your situation, the good, the bad, and the ugly part of it. Once you own it and you realize that you are responsible for where you're at and what you've created, it's going to empower you to say, okay, what is the new situation I want to own? What is the space that I want to develop? What is the business I want to create? And own that. So, wrap up. 3 key things. Number 1, if you want to be a better leader, listen more. Number 2, create accountability in your life. 3, ownership. Own your situation, own where you're at. Now, on that note, I am going to share with all of you one of my favorite books that I believe will help you become a bigger, better player in life, in your relationship. Wherever you are in life, I believe this book is incredibly powerful. The feedback that I've received from it is tremendous, and I personally love this book. It's one of my top 10 books. Let me put it this way. And I've read hundreds of books. But this book is truly one of those books that I believe will help you in your life. So, without further ado, this is the book. It is called Extreme Ownership. Extreme Ownership. And the subtitle is How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win. How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win. So, Extreme Ownership, highly recommend the book. Get it, read it, listen to it, whatever you got to do. But I promise you, it will up your game and will help you take life to the next level. Bravo, Renee. We call that being a winner, a champion, a leader. So, guys, I hope you got some value out of this call. I'm looking forward to next week's session, same place, same time, where I'm going to share with you some more golden nuggets. If you enjoyed this session, tag it, share it, send it to people. Let's spread as much light as possible. You remember, we're in the last 3-4 months of 2022. Despite what's happening in the markets right now, stay strong mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and that's going to help you end with good financial results as well. So, till next week, sending you best regards, and see you guys soon. Yeah? Stay strong. Ciao.